Hi guys, welcome to a little tutorial I'm doing, just showing you how to use a program called CCleaner. It's a piece of software which we can use to clean up the system registry on our computers and also empty our internet browser cookies. Basically, over time, your computer will generate lots of little files, and obviously as this keeps happening over months and months and months, all those little files add up and become basically a lot of memory being used up. And hard drive space, I should say, sorry. So CCleaner helps you easily remove those files off of your computer and free up space and theoretically give you a little bit better performance. So more than anything, it's just good to not have loads of files on there that you don't need. So first things first, we're going to need to download it. It's free, so we're going to open up our web browser here, go into our search box and type in CCleaner. Then hit enter, do a little search, and then you want this first one here that comes up in Google. It's www.piriform.com, so click on there, it will bring up this page here, click on the big green download button. So now you've got a couple of options. We're going to go for the free one obviously, but there are other options if you're interested in those. So you want to click on this link here that says download from Piriform, click there. Then you got this big green download button, and then obviously Opera is going to tell us we need to save this, so we're going to save it. We'll save it to the downloads file. And I've already got it on here, but download it to a file somewhere where you know where it's going to be, and then we will install it. Okay, so we've finished downloading CCleaner, and now we want to install it onto the computer and start using it. So you'll go to your Downloads tab, or wherever you saved your file, and you'll click on the file you saved it in, and we'll double click on the application button to launch it here. Yes, we trust this particular program. Okay, we want it in English, or I do at least. You can change it to whichever one you want if you're feeling adventurous. There's all sorts. Japanese, Kazakh, interesting, Serbian. I think we'll leave it on English for now. Okay, so this is going to be your usual sort of install spiel. So next, yes, I agree. Okay, some options here. Add desktop shortcut, you might want to leave that on. Add start menu shortcuts, so I'm just going to uncheck all of these. I'll leave automatically check for updates though, because that's handy. So we will click install, and it will do that for us, very quick. You can read the view release notes, but we're just going to concentrate on the actual program. So we want to run CCleaner. Okay, here we go, let's get rid of this, maximize this. Okay, so this is CCleaner and the program itself. As you can see here at the top, you got your version build, and then it tells you all you need to know about your computer, so your operating system, your CPU, RAM and graphics. Not sure why that's important, but there we go. Okay, so on the left hand side of the program, you've got 4 tabs. You've got your Cleaner tab, you've got the Registry tab, you've got a Tools tab, and an Options tab. So in the Options tab you're going to find things like Settings, your cookies, so these are all the cookies that it saves and searches for, so you can take them off the list that gets deleted or keep them on. So for example, if you, so this one here, Amazon, that'll be like your login details possibly and stuff, so you can change that to the list of keep it, and that way when you do a clean it won't delete all your cookies, and that way when you go back onto Amazon you won't have to type in your password every time, and so forth. We've got other things in here, so include certain files, exclude certain files, and advanced settings. I wouldn't touch any of these unless you know what you're doing. And the Tools tab, we have a uninstall piece of software. That's pretty cool. So the same sort of thing as uninstall in the control panel on Windows, but built into CCleaner. That's pretty nice. We've got a startup tool, so these programs are set to run when your computer or browser starts. So again, we can disable these, so Adobe, you can stop that if you wanted, for example, but again I would leave these as they are unless you know what you're doing. We've got a system restore, that's pretty cool as well, and a drive wiper, manage all your system restore points. Okay, so some pretty good stuff chucked in as well. We've also got our registry cleaner, here we go. So again, I wouldn't touch any of these in case you just delete something you don't want to and then it screws your computer up. So don't touch that unless you know what you're doing in there as well. So for today we're just going to be concentrating on the Cleaner tab. Okay, so now we've had a look around CCleaner and we know where all the options and buttons are and everything like that. Let's take a look at the actual Cleaner tab itself. So in the first Windows section here, we've got our Internet Explorer, Windows Explorer, System, and Advanced. Now, by default, all these settings are grayed out. You can't select them. Oh, sorry, you can select them. They're just grayed out. I would leave the default ones checked, again, unless you know what you're doing. This program does make it easier to clean up your disk, but you do risk deleting files which are important. So I would just leave it as set as default, unless you know what you're really doing. So, Internet Explorer, temporary internet files, things like that. Your history, your cookies, recently typed URLs. Windows Explorer, recent documents, thumbnail cache, taskbar jump lists, system, you've got your recycling bin, temporary files. So when you can do all that, you can delete all these things manually. So for example, if you wanted to empty your temporary internet folder, you can just go on the Run tab and type in %temp %, hit enter, and this is your temporary internet file. That's basically a file that when you look at the internet and you go on a website, all the pictures and things that are on there, like banners and buttons, it saves to your computer's internet cache, and that way if you go back a page it can just load it really quickly. It doesn't have to download all those images again to your computer. It can just find them off of your hard drive, so it makes it much quicker to load pages. But over time it will build up and accumulate lots of files which will end up taking up a lot of room. So for example, at the moment we have 49 items in my internet temporary database. If you click on properties, we can see that's taking up 25 megs. Now that might not sound like a lot if you've got a terabyte hard drive, but that's quite a lot considering there's only 49 items inside this file. So folder, sorry. That's quite a bit. So it's good to get rid of it every now and again. So we can just delete those from here, just by selecting all of them and hitting delete and getting rid of them that way. But CCleaner just makes it nice and easy to do it all together at once. So anyway, that's the Windows tab. Then on the Applications tab, you've got all your other programs that are on the computer that use these little packets of software. So we've got Opera, Chrome, Adobe under Applications, and you've got Internet stuff, Multimedia, Utilities, and Windows. So you can see AVG even adds small packets of data and stuff which we can get rid of without any worries. So you'll see down here on the bottom you've got your two run keys. You've got Analyze and then a Run Cleaner. You've also got a Check for Updates button. It's quite a similar layout to AVG actually. Having said that, let's just fire up AVG a second. So here's AVG. So again, sort of buttons down the bottom, similar sort of thing, not quite the same, but just reminds me of it a little bit. Anyway, let's close AVG. So, CCleaner, here we go. So let's hit the Analyze button, and it'll go through the system and see what we got. So here we go. Analyst complete. 1040.47 megabytes to be removed. So that's a whole gig on the computer that is being taken up by small files we don't need. So you can see here you've got Internet Explorer, temporary files, history, cookies, you've got recent documents, and in Windows Explorer we've got temporary files on the system, we've got Opera, we've got recently typed URLs. I mean, you really don't need that. You've got Adobe Flash Player, Steam, AVG, because I opened it, it's just come up. Look at that, 89,000 kilobytes. So all these little tiny files add up to a lot. You can see memory dumps, look at that, huge file. Anyway, so it's analysed what can be removed and how much room it's going to save us. Again, a gig in the grand scheme of things, probably not that big of a deal, but it's good to just have it clean and tight your computer, and that way you won't get into problems. So we're just going to click on Run Cleaner. Get a little dialog box up here. This process will permanently delete files from your system. Are you sure you wish to proceed? Yes, we are. Click OK, and then the progress bar will start running through, and it will delete all those files that it found previously. So here we go, and then look at that, bang! It's actually deleted more than it told us it would. So it had 1,047 I believe before, now 1,052, so even better value for money. There we go. So it's got rid of all these folders, bang. Again, you might want to go into the tools settings and options settings and go into cookies and just change over some of those passwords and logins you use often, because otherwise you'll go on Facebook for example and your email address won't be saved on there and stuff like that. But there we go, 1,052 megabytes removed, a gig. using CCleaner. I hope you found this video useful. It's a good little piece of software, and for free, you can't really complain. Thanks for watching.